on, I can put something under it.
You want to put on a big box.
Duck down.
Future.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. Thank you so much. So, how do things get done, I ask you? Well, you can make a decision and you can do something. That is fantastic. That's wonderful. If the thing that has to be done is all up to you. But more often than not in this life, you're not in charge. In fact, if you want to get something done, you need to get a group of people to agree to do it, or at least to allow you to do it. And if you're going to get a group of people to allow you to do something, you're going to have to, dare I say it, talk to them. Well, if you're going to talk to them, you can call them up. You can talk to them individually in the hall. Or, dare I say it, you can have a meeting. I know our lives are filled with meetings. I know we don't really like meetings that much. But meetings are actually a very, very effective way to bring a group of people together to discuss a particular topic and hopefully to get agreement on what should be done about that topic. Now that's fantastic. And in fact, if I'm having a meeting with you, and if it's just you and me, that's not so much of a meeting as it is a conversation. And we know how to do conversations, right? I talk, you talk. If you're talking and I interrupt you, that's okay. If you're talking and you interrupt me, once again, that's not really a big deal. In fact, we can add another person where it's 3 people having a discussion. That'll still work out pretty well. We could probably add 1 more person, get 4 people. Things start to get a little kludgy at that point in time, right? Because who's speaking and who shouldn't be speaking, and 5, 6, if you get up to 10 or 12 people, oh my God, you've got a problem here, right? Who's supposed to be talking? Who's supposed to be listening? Who's in charge? This is where things get to be a little bit tricky. And in fact, if we take that 12 up to 50 or 50 up to 100, and we get all those people together to talk about a particular topic, you have a recipe for mass chaos. So there's got to be a way to solve this. Good news, there is. There's something called parliamentary procedure, which is basically just a bunch of rules, just a bunch of agreements on how to conduct meetings. And you know, we don't like rules. I don't like rules, you don't like rules. Don't tell me what to do. But what you need to think about when you think about on parliamentary procedures is, listen, the rules are there to help you. So if you're having a meeting with that many people to discuss taxes, rezoning, what to do about schools, whether or not you should build something or not build something, some sort of big issue, you're going to have to set up a framework that's going to allow everybody to voice their opinion, and it's also going to give you a chance to figure out what the group thinks is the best way to go. I personally believe that arm wrestling is the ultimate solution to all problems, but when you have a group that large, it's going to take you forever to really effectively do arm wrestling. So that's where parliamentary rules come from. So in a parliamentary rule type of thing, you get people together and somebody makes a motion. I think we should do something. Okay? I think every house in our neighborhood should be painted red, because red is the symbol of life, and it'll make our neighborhood a lot more fun to live in. Okay, great. That's a motion that somebody has made. Does that mean that that's what you're going to do? No. Okay, it's just somebody expressing their opinion and putting it in front of the group. Once you put a motion in front of the group, there's a bunch of different things that can occur. And in fact, the things that can occur in different ranking order. So let me go through and tell you what you can actually do when you have a motion. The first one, and probably the lowest in priority, you're going to like this one, you ready for it? Is called postpone indefinitely. I think we should paint all the houses in the neighborhood red. Wow, that's a great suggestion. I would like to make a motion that we postpone indefinitely the proposal to paint all the houses red. Okay? What does that mean? It's not actually killing it, but it's pretty much killing it. So why would you ever have this particular type of technique that you could use? Postpone indefinite is designed to make sure that you don't end up making a decision by not making a decision. So here's a good example. Say 2 politicians were running for some sort of office, and there was a motion made that you endorse one politician. Okay, if you do endorse that politician, you're going to show that you have a favoritism for that. The organization has a favoritism for them. But if you don't endorse that politician, does it mean you like the other politician? Can you understand what I mean? Damned if you do and damned if you don't. So what you couldn't do in that situation is postpone indefinitely. And so not make a decision. not endorse anybody, or not endorse anybody. Another thing that you can do when somebody makes a motion is to amend it. So I think every house in the neighborhood should be painted red. Fantastic, that's a wonderful idea. Then you can amend that. I think that it should be painted red or purple. So what an amendment actually means is I want to change the wording of the original motion that was made. Now, something very interesting happens when you make a motion to amend. All of a sudden, the discussion now focuses not on the motion, I want to paint all the houses red, but instead focuses all on your amendment. Okay? So let's talk about whether or not we should add purple. Yes or no, yes or no. We take it to a vote, we do all that sort of stuff. If we say yes, then the motion has been changed. I want to paint all the houses in the neighborhood red or purple. If it fails, we're back to just paint them all red. Got it? You can have a primary motion. I would like to modify the motion so that it becomes purple, red or purple, and then you can make a secondary amendment, or yellow. So you can go 2 levels on your amendments. It gets a little complicated, doesn't it? But that's okay. There's a reason for that. Because the next thing you can do is refer it to a committee. You can say, man, this is messed up. There's no way we're ever going to be able to come to a decision on this. So let's push it off to committee, have them look at it, and come back. Now, if you had a motion, I want to paint all the houses red, and if you had an amendment, I want to add purple to that, and if you had a secondary amendment, I'd like to add yellow to that. If you pushed it off to committee, all 3 of those would be pushed off to committee to be evaluated by the committee. If you push it off to committee, you should say when you want the committee to come back to you and what kind of answer you're looking for from the committee. You can also postpone something until a certain time. If there's somebody who knows all sorts of things about colors, who's not present in the meeting, and you could say, wait, why don't we postpone until our next meeting making a decision on this? Remember, that's a motion and it can be voted on. Another thing you can do is you can limit the debate. Listen, it's 8 o'clock, you made this motion to paint everything red. I'll tell you what, by 8:30, let's just cut it off, and at that point in time, let's take it to vote, otherwise we'll be here all night. Another thing you can do is make a motion to close a debate. Okay, that's it. We're just starting to repeat ourselves. I've heard red so many times, screw it, let's just take it to a vote. And then the final thing you can do is lay it on a table. If somebody really important came, or something happened that you needed to talk about right now, you could say, hey, let's lay it on the table, which means, listen, we're not making a decision, we're just going to put it off to the side, we'll come back and make a decision to it. So next time you have a meeting, next time you have a group of people who get together, understand you've got a whole bunch of different things you can do every time a motion is made. You've got a lot of options. Hey, Mr. Toastmaster, thank you very much.